Hello.
Hello.
How are you? Lovely to see you. So good morning. This is Angela and Robert and Claire. So absolutely fabulous to see you all today. And thank you ever so much for joining us. So yeah, it's going to be the same format as normal. So we will chat lots, we will have lots of laughter. I hope you've got a cup of tea with you. I've got my normal cup of tea. I'm sure, Claire, have you got your cup of tea or coffee?
I had been out for petrol this morning, so...
Hey! So you've got something wonderful, and keeping a local business going. Absolutely perfect. Robert, if you've got Sorry, no, go on.
I had one, but I've drunk it.
So people will be disappearing off to make cups of tea, cups of coffee. We've got crafty things around us as well, and Claire's going to be giving us some brilliant insights into bunting. So she last week in one of our episodes she was sharing some really good bits of information. So we're going to hand her to Claire. She's going to give you some brilliant insights, and she's got loads and loads of hints and tips as well. So if you want to know about sewing, this is the person you need to speak to. So get your questions in, and if you're watching the replay, don't worry, we're still on linked, so we're still going to be able to get back to you with those as well. So just to introduce ourselves, I'm Angela. I do lots of knitting, and my co-hosts are, I'll hand over to Claire first.
Hello there, I'm Claire. I do a lot of sewing. I have a couple of city and guilds. I do a reasonable bit of crochet as well, and I'm a fairly mediocre knitter, but I have a go.
And I'm Robert, and I do lots of things: knitting, crochet, cross stitch, Lego, all sorts. I'm currently distracted because my cat is in my room and he shouldn't be.
Which one?
Bex.
Oh, fabulous.
So I may disappear in a second to throw him out because he knows he's not allowed in.
But he also knows your arms aren't that long, Robert. And so we have people from all around the world, and I just want to say we set this up. It was a little bit of an idea after meeting one of our friends in the library one day, that now we all have to stay in our homes. Wouldn't it be nice if we could do something on the internet? So that's what we decided to do. So you can see us, but we can't see you. So don't worry, we can't see you, but Claire had some really great information, decided to come on and get in on the action and get on our web TV. So yeah, we've got quite a few things coming through on the chat box. So we'll go through those as well. Brigitte says she doesn't know what I'm laughing at, what Angela is laughing about. I don't know either. I think I must have been laughing at some point when we started, but who knows what I was laughing at. We'll find it. Oh, I was laughing at Robert's cats, yes. So one thing that will happen is in the replay, you won't be able to see the chat box. So we'll go through what's in the chat box, and we'll actually say hello to people who are here. And Claire, just for you, on the bottom left hand side you'll have something with the number of attendees on it.
I do indeed. I'm looking now.
Fabulous. You can click on that and see who's here, and then on the right we've got the chat box where people can chat, and then we'll do some weird stuff and we'll show things that are on the internet as well. So we will just have some fun. So yeah, I'm not too sure who we've got on today though. Robert, do you want to go through who's on?
Yeah, I'm just going to tell Brigitte to stay where she is. The reason why she can't see me is probably because of the layout of the screen, where we've got 3 presenters today. It's done some funny stuff to the cameras. So this morning we have Brigitte. Morning, Brigitte.
Hi, Brigitte.
Hello.
We have Dawn. Morning, Dawn.
Hello, Dawn.
Evelyn. Good morning, Evelyn.
Hello, Evelyn.
We have the lovely Helen. Hi, Helen.
Hello.
We have Jason. Hi, Jason.
Hello.
And we have Judy. Morning, Judy.
Good morning.
Oh, and someone else has just hopped in. Can I see them? No, not quite yet.
No.
Good morning, everyone.
Lovely Monday morning, and I'm going to get my knitting out. So I didn't quite finish my sleeve at the weekend, but I am on the decrease. So when you're on the decrease, you know the end is nigh. So yeah, it's grown quite a lot. I think it was only about there before, so it's grown quite a lot. So did everyone have a lovely weekend?
Not too bad. I've been getting some jobs done. So while I've had my husband at home, because he's working still at the moment.
Yeah.
So we've been, doing some around the house jobs done. Not just because of the isolation thing, but these are all things that we've been putting off for months.
Oh, there's lots of that, isn't there? I was. It's strange how much can actually get done. But yesterday I just needed a day not to do anything, so I didn't do a right lot. But Alan was really industrious. So I looked in the back room and I thought, ooh, it was smelling beautifully of lavender mist, and everything had been dusted, so it looks really nice.
Excellent.
Yeah. And how was your day, Robert? Because you weren't 100% yesterday, were you?
Now, I woke up with a horrible migraine, and it was one of those where I couldn't focus, and I could see better without my glasses on than with my glasses.
Ooh.
And then I thought I'll just go back to sleep and put a face mask on, which normally helps, and couldn't go back to sleep. So it was a bit weird. Didn't feel right till about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and then decided that I was going to go out for my daily exercise. And then...
Oh, sorry, we've lost you again.
Okay, never mind. By the time I came back on the walk, I was fine.
Oh, good. Oh.
And
wow.
Today, so it means that I have, although he's in the room next door, it does mean I have the house to myself. So I should make most of it.
Sorry, you said Gary's in the room.
Gary's gone back to work.
Ah.
Because he's got to be in there all day, I can have the house to myself and make the most of it.
Oh, that's nice. Well, I haven't got the house to myself today, but it was really nice. And I made bacon sandwiches for breakfast this morning. So, yeah. So I was rather industrious. So I feel as if somebody's had breakfast in bed. And I've had breakfast at my desk. So yeah, but the weekend was lovely, but I think the weather is turning, isn't it? So I think now we're going to have a slightly cooler weather. So I hope people have got what was it? I hope that people have got curling if you need curl, logs if you need logs. So I may need to go out and get a few more logs at some point. But we've got some coal, we're fine. And then heating. Because when you live in the middle of nowhere, we don't have gas. We only have electric and oil. So we've got plenty of oil, so we'll be fine. So,
apparently I'm still having problems with my mic.
Yes.
So, a second, folks.
Oh. Right. So just to say hello to people. Helen said hello. Let's have a quick look. and make sure that we're not missing any questions. So Helen just saying hello to us three. Brigitte couldn't see Robert, but hopefully you can see him now. Let's have a quick look. Yes, Dawn, we are in triplicate today. And Dawn saying hello to everybody. Brigitte, I mentioned earlier that yes, I was laughing. Yeah, Robert had said I was laughing at the cats being in the room because they're not allowed in that room. And honestly, when I was in there the other week with Robert, as soon as the cat walked in, that was it. It had to go out. So it's sneaked in today. Because
Robert will be back.
You are.
I was just saying. Oh, there you go. Yay! I was just saying to the people, Robert will be back.
Oh, Brigitte says that she can see all three of us. And Robert, Brigitte sent you a picture on WhatsApp. Dawn said about the weekend, she crashed at the weekend and kept sleeping. And she's recharged her batteries because she thinks they needed recharging. So I really hope that you feel better, Dawn. Because even though we're not travelling very much, there's still a lot going on, isn't there? And a lot of people are still working, and if you're not working, you've got more time to worry. And then Brigitte said, does your knitting cover your mic up sometimes? Yeah, it might be just the distance from the laptop, internet, hiccups. Everything happens. Oh, hello.
So
sorry?
I switched to my iPad in the hope that's better. I have just realised, though, that with Gary working from home, he's now on video chats, so that might be slowing us down a little bit. So, is it coming through better now? Please do let me know. If so, then I'll just carry on with the iPad.
Oh. So,
bit quiet, but yeah.
Yeah, we'll be fine. Deborah said good morning. So Deborah's joined us. Jason has said we needed a fuzzy felt weather forecast board. So maybe that's something that we should do. Can you remember when they used to have those little things that they slapped on? So we might have to do that in future. Marion is on. Good morning, Marion.
Good morning, Marion.
Yeah, now it's all three of us. Margaret, morning all. And everything's looking fine and dandy now. So, there's still a lot going on behind the scenes to set up the website. So, a lot of the companies that we would normally be able to work with easily are having a few glitches. So, I tried to order our web domains on Friday. And for some reason, as soon as I tried to purchase, it was hanging and I was getting an error 404. So that was their end. So then I asked for a call back, and I got a call back when I was on the other line. So then they didn't call me back again. So we've sorted it all out this morning. So the web domains are now purchased. Next is the email addresses. So we're getting the email addresses sorted out so we can start emailing people. And the newsletter is being built as we speak. I've now sent the web domains over to my very good friend who does all my websites for me. So hopefully in the next couple of days we're going to be up and working. But glitches are, I just couldn't get through and order web domains. We've actually, yay, we have purchased Gogglefrogs with an S on the end. And because there's more than
brilliant.
So we've got that now. So thank you ever so much, Claire. You came up with that. And when we were looking, we thought we could have Gogglefrogs because Gogglefrog had gone. Is it a sports company, Robert, did you say?
Yes.
Sportswear company. So somebody had actually thought of Gogglefrog before. So anyway, we've got Gogglefrog, so that's fine. So we don't know what we'll use it for, but at least we own that now. .co.uk and .com, and we've got our web TV sorted out as well. So that's starting to be built, so we can start putting all of the different recordings on there. Then we can start thinking, well, what else do people need? You know, hints, tips, little courses, somewhere for patterns to go, linking to Ravelry. Who knows what we can do? But once we've got that set up, that's all good. And another thing, like what's going really weird at the moment. Oh, hello, Bex. Bex. Oh.
Sorry, he was crying outside the door, so I couldn't close it. I couldn't keep it closed.
No, Bex has got to be on camera. Although it would be nice, Bex, if you'd look straight in the camera so we could all see your face. No, Tofi would. Nearly, we've got the ears. So I then went and thought, oh, shall we try Zoom? And I don't know what's happened to Zoom. I've sent them a message this morning that said it's supposed to be £15 a month, and you're wanting to charge me £1,500. This does not make sense. I think you've got something wrong with your pricing at the moment. So, so we're sticking with this platform, and we will continue to use it because it works well for us. But I was just trying to set something up yesterday, and I thought, oh, shall I go to Zoom? And I thought, no, I won't, because I'm not paying £1,500 for what should be £138 for a year. So hey ho, but that's just all the gremlins that are in the system. So Jason is saying, Robert, your knitting has grown since last week.
Yes, it has. Right, just give me 1 second. Get off. Cat's not allowed in the room because he's already started clawing at the sofa bed. Yeah, so this is what's left of my cake. So I'm about halfway through it now, and as you can see, I'm in the last of the yellow, and there we go.
Wow,
That's beautiful.
stunning job.
Yeah, love it. What's Bex doing?
I don't know. That's why I'm looking. He's staring at. So.
Cat alert! Cat alert! Oh,
We'll get the other one in.
Oh, where's Toby? Oh,
I don't know. Probably doesn't realise the door's open because he can't hear, can he?
no, he can't.
When he goes, when he'll find out.
Oh dear. So I still don't know what project I'm doing next, but what I have done is I realised that I've got quite a few Norrow magazines, so I'm going to have a look in the Norrow magazine this afternoon and decide what I want to do, because there may be something there that I'd like. So, or I've seen a very nice two colour top in double knit, and I've got some. Oh no! I've just realised. Oh, I've got some lovely Louisa Harding that's in the office, but it's still in Hanks. It needs winding, so never mind.
I'll do them.
I know, but it's just. Well, I'm going out on Thursday or Friday shopping, so I could leave them at the end of your garden, couldn't I? On a flyby.
Yes.
Yeah. So we'll see. Yeah. So.
Well, if I have to go back to work on Wednesday, I have found out I'm in Aylesbury, so I could just drive past yours and get them.
Oh, really? You're in Aylesbury?
Yeah.
Ah, do you know what you're doing?
Not yet. Well, there's more news coming tomorrow.
Right.
So, because they've now realised, the whole idea of sending people to Waitrose was because the shops were getting overloaded.
Yeah.
But now it's slowed down, and because of social distancing and the fact that they've started to lower the number of people in. So, to give you an example, Leighton Buzzard, they're not allowed more than 28 shoppers in the branch at one time.
Wow.
So of that, they're now able to keep on top of filling the shelves. Because there's not as many people in, they can't put as many transactions through the till, so it's really slowing down. So they're now having a complete rethink about what they do with all these thousands of John Lewis staff who now have nowhere to go.
Oh.
I might end up staying at home.
That'd be nice.
Carry on with these.
Yeah! Well.
Anyway, sorry, we were talking about Hanks, sorry.
What, you were talking what?
No, you were talking about the Hanks that you've got to have wound for a project.
Yeah, and I'll tell you why. Let me just find what I'm thinking of doing. Oops, Daisy. Right. I think it's in this one. I may have shown you these before. It's not quite that yet, but I absolutely love that.
Wow.
And that's a Stylecraft Bellissima. I love the colours in that. It's another blanket, and I just love that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's 6-sided, not 8-sided cushion. So I really like that. But I love this little 2-colour jumper, and I think it would be really nice for sort of spring. Not too sure about the cardigan, but I love the little jumper. So I'm thinking of doing that in like it's like burnt dark corally orange and like a JDC blue. So they're quite stark contrasting colours. But yeah, I think that's what I'd quite like to do. So that little jumper and use up some DK. So I think that would be quite nice. And then that's another one, but I'm not even bothering to start that until the end of summer because there's no way we'll be wearing anything that thick. So, yeah. So those are my sort of choices at the moment. So I think I'm going to do that 2-tone top, but I may find something in one of my favourite magazines. Who knows? The Norro magazine.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. I mean, there's some lovely things. There's some rather odd things, but I really like that blanket as well.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. The only
that is
problem
striking.
That's what?
Rather striking.
Yeah. Although you probably need about 200 different balls. So I'll see. But I just thought the colours were really quite stunning. When you look at the whole blanket, that one there, there is quite a lot of shine on it. But yeah. But I don't. Before I do anything like that, I need to get onto Lily Pond and finish that. So maybe. Oh, I'll tell you another one that I really quite like as well. That one's quite nice.
Oh, cute.
And it's stocking stitch, but it's side to side and then up, down, and then side to side again. So it's quite interesting designs.
Yeah.
And I'll show you another one that I thought was really lovely. It's crochet and knit.
Crikey.
Yeah, so that's very nice. And I thought you've only got these panels to do in knit, and then you've got a lot of crochet on the end. So that'd, I think.
I have not.
You are.
I've not seen both in one project before.
Neither have I. So I thought it's quite interesting. And just for a little bit more detail, you can see there. But it is quite lovely. But again, an investment piece. All Norro is investment. So
Yeah.
we will see. So I'm sure that within the next couple of days, I will have something else that I'm busily knitting away or crocheting away at. So, just going on to the chat, I think Jackie said morning all. So Jackie, hope you're working from home again. Linda, morning all. Good to see you. Lovely to see you too, or rather not see you as the case may be. Deborah has sent Robert a picture of her cozy stripe blanket so far. That'd be lovely to see. Sue says hello again. And Margaret says, Angela, I wind my hands by sitting on the floor and putting around my feet. Good exercise. I suppose that is social distancing exercise, isn't it? That might be quite good on the old stomach muscles as you're... but Robert always winds them so neatly on his Swift. So we might give that a go. And Jackie says, yes, she is working from home. So lovely to have you join us. So just a few little bits there. So will Angela do a crochet and knit project next? Who knows? Who knows what I'll do?
So far, 2 pictures through of works in progress, one from Brigitte and one from Deborah. If anybody else wants to send them, you can either do it through the Facebook page, so Angela and Robert Web TV, or you can just send them to me direct on Facebook Messenger or WhatsApp if you have my number, and then I'll show them soon. We're going to go back to the good old-fashioned days, and it really is like, it seems ages ago that we started this, Angela, but I'm going to have to start using my phone and showing them because I've gone to my iPad. So,
hey, do you know what? The first one that we ever did was so funny when Robert turned round and said, QVC have got all of these people and we've got a laptop and a phone. Oh, do you know what? It was the equivalent of we're recommending things, we're beaming into people's homes. It was just so funny. So old school works with us. We enjoy it. So yeah. And actually, the fact that you have to get so close to the screen to actually see what it is, I think, builds in the excitement. I know that Claire has got some great stuff to share on bunting. So I don't know whether you want to do that a little bit later or now, or what works for you.
Well, whatever. Well, to be perfectly honest, while we've got a few people, and I know there's a few people here that sew, we might as well take a look at it now. Now, yeah. Most of the people, most of the names I recognise, and a lot of people here are local. So you may be aware that Bletchley Park, the home of the code breakers, for those that don't. So if ever you're not familiar with Bletchley Park, it's during the war they did a lot of the code breaking. Okay, you may have seen the film Imitation Game and things like that. But anyway, that's based about 5 or 6 miles up the road. Now, they were going to be having a really big VE Day celebration in May, which, of course, as with most other vintage events, they were going to go large for VE Day this year. But it's unfortunately been postponed. So hopefully they've earmarked a date in July, but it's going to be... We're going to see how it goes. But what they've basically done is they've asked for a call out for bunting. Okay, they want, let me just, I'll just stick the link here. Okay, hang on a sec. They want, well, effectively yards and yards of bunting to go all around the site, and they've asked people to make some and send some in. Okay, and they have a PDF guide. Oh, let me find it for you. Oh, here we go.
Because we can share it on screen if you'd like me to share it.
Yeah, I would, but I'm not entirely sure how to do it.
Do you want me to do that for you?
Yeah, why not?
And they should still be able to see you. And
yeah, totally. And I'll get the hang of that another day. But yeah, I mean, I am not one of the biggest fans of bunting in the world because it's everywhere. Okay. However, it is a legitimate thing that would have been up and everywhere at the time. It's something that people make. It's one of the ultimate in reusable and sustainable forms of decoration. So they are asking anybody, even if it's just down to a couple of yards or an armful, as to whether you can make red, white and blue bunting for Bletchley Park for their celebrations later in the year. Okay, so they have a blog post about it, which is the first link. The second link, the PDF, is the how-to guide. There's no restrictions on size. They even have a no-sew bunting where they basically, you can use glue if your sewing skills quite aren't up to the full bunting range. But basically, it's a case of have a go, see what happens, and they'd be delighted to hear from you.
Wow. Well, hopefully that's shown on the on the screen how to make VED bunting. Yeah.
Yeah, it has.
And I'll just click on the other one as well. There we go.
It's a really good website generally, anyway, for you to, if you want to learn a bit about what they got up to.
That's fabulous.
No,
And once it's open again, I'm sure lots of people will be going down there.
I should hope so. It's a lovely site.
Do they still do their annual ticket?
Yeah. Yeah, and oh, sorry.
That's all right. When I went, we found it so fascinating, and I don't like going to museums with Gary because Gary reads everything when we go to a museum, and it takes hours and hours and hours. But the fact that we could go as many times as we wanted meant that he only had to go for a couple of hours, and we could go back again. So yeah, really good day out.
Also, if you have a good dig on the website, for reasons which will become obvious, they don't make it desperately public. But if you live within a certain radius or a certain area of postcodes of Bletchley Park, and LU7 counts, you get half price entry with a year-long ticket.
Wow.
So it's well worth having a look.
That's really good to know.
Mm.
I've never actually been.
I think Alan would like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it would be great to go there. So I've just stopped sharing my screen now. But yeah, I think it's one of those things that I need to go as soon as it's open again. Yeah, and make some bunting for them as well. So it's red, white, and blue.
Yeah. Bunting.
Yes. So that's lovely. So thank you for that, Claire.
You're welcome.
And bunting, any tips about how to make bunting from either of you?
Well, what I would do is I would make the flags out of double sides. Okay, right side of the fabric together. Sew your V shape, and then turn the flag shape inside out, so the seams on the inside. A lot of people make bunting out of a single layer of fabric, but the problem is with that, it doesn't actually last very long if it is subject to the rigors of weather. So if you make the double-sided ones, sew them and turn them, and then sew them to your probably bias binding or ribbon, and do it that way. Then it'll last a bit longer, because quite frankly, even our spring and our summers, they are not glorious all day or all week long. So
no.
And my tip would be to take the two pieces of fabric, put them together like that, then sew your triangle about a centimetre in, and then use crinkle cut scissors if you've got them to do the sides, and that way you don't have to worry about turning things inside out.
So different options there. Lovely, thank you. And any particular places where you buy either, I don't know what the stuff is that you bind it all together, stuff or any of the material?
Okay, for bunting, I would probably use polycotton. Okay, a lot of people are very purist about using cotton for sewing projects, and that's absolutely fine. But also, you've got to remember, bunting is going outside.
Yeah.
So you need something that's going to last a little bit longer. And also, the plus side is polycotton can be rather cheaper as well. So if you're making yards of it with fairly decent sized flags, then your budget can go a little bit further. So yes, I'd use polycotton, and a lot of people sew it to bias binding, because then they can fold it over, and that's absolutely fine. You can get that in most places, or you could make your own.
I actually don't fold my bias over, Claire. I just sew it straight across.
Fair enough.
And another thing that I use as well is the binding that you get around the edges of cushions.
Yeah. I
buy that and put holes in the top of my flags.
Right.
And weave it through instead, and then that way it's easier to fold it up.
Totally.
Just thread them all on, and
yep.
then when you can evenly space it out depending across the size that you're having to cover.
Of course, that's a really, really good idea.
Thank you. That's really good. Who knows? I do have bunting, and I've been in the presence of Robert making my bunting, which was beautiful. But I've never actually made it yet. So who knows? I may do that. Apparently, we do have a sewing machine in our loft, which is an antique one, which would be rather nice to use. But that would mean trying to take it out. But yeah, and I believe there is another one that's going to be gifted to me if ever I want it. But I really can't find space for it. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to be making the bunting unless I knit it, and that's probably not what I'm going to do. So we've just had a few comments, which is great. So just oh, morning, Safia. Lovely to see you again. Hello. Robert's just frozen. For once, it isn't me. For once, my local internet is working. So Ruth, morning all. Sorry I'm late. Just been talking to her son, who's a care worker. Very, very, very important role. And thank you ever so much to your son for doing that and looking after people. She went to Bletchley last year. Very interesting. So you're ahead of me. I've not actually got there yet. So Ruth, I will do soon. Dawn did voluntary work at Bletchley for a year, working on digitising the original German transcripts that have been intercepted. It's a fascinating place. Dawn, yeah. That is unbelievable. I didn't know that you'd done that. So yeah, digitising the original German transcripts. Wow. Amazing.
Wow.
Yeah. Amazing individuals who do the most unique things. Margaret, lots of cities do this for residents. York gives free entry to their museums and galleries. So does Bethel, think. Bethel? And so does Bath, I think. Sorry, that's me reading it. So yeah, that's really good. Trisha, hello, morning. You're not late. You just arrive when you can. Don't worry about it. Dawn has got some red, white, and blue fabric, so that's brilliant. So there's something there, and I think the lovely thing with bunting is you can actually get quite a lot done if you've got a couple of hours to spare. Because any knitted project, crochet project takes a long time, and a lot of what you do, Claire, there is so much time spent on cutting things out and making them precise. that these are just great little projects to do.
Yeah.
And yeah, I could probably find some. It might not be red, white, and blue, but never mind. I'm sure I could do some. Linda says, hubby bought me for my birthday an afternoon tea and visit to Bletchley Park. I didn't realise they did afternoon tea there.
It's ever so good.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Oh, thankfully they haven't booked it yet, but we've got that to look forward to in the future, so that's really good. Safi has got a tip as well. If you place the two fabrics wrong side together and cut out using pinking shears, then sew along two sides, then attach to the ribbon, no turning, and looks prettier. So that's like an amalgamation of what you two do as well. So and she can show a picture of some of hers. So yes, please, Safi, I would love to see them. All projects. And then Georgie. Morning. She's finally sat down with a cup of tea and a hot cross bun. Lovely to see you.
Oh, morning, Georgie.
Lovely to see you too. So
recently joined us. I have just posted the link to the Facebook page. So there's a couple of ways to send pictures. You can either Facebook Messenger me, WhatsApp me if you have my number, or post them direct onto there, and we'll see them there.
Yeah.
That's what Safi has just done. She has just posted to the Facebook page. So, unfortunately, Angela, because I'm on my iPad now, I can't flip the screen. So, would you be able to look at that?
Yeah. What do you want me to go on to the Facebook page?
Yes.
Right, okay.
Oh.
I know. He was whining outside the door. No, if you open the door, no. Jumped straight up on my sofa and started calling. Oh, yeah, done. Sorry, I was just having to explain to Gary, one, why the door's open to the room, and two, why the cat's in it. But cat on to Gary, so that.
Right. Okay. So I've got the Facebook page here. Whoops.
I'm guessing it's gone through Messenger like the ones did last week.
I tell you what, I will find what we're looking for first of all, so we can keep chatting, and then when I know what I'm looking for. Right, okay.
Right, let me show you some of the ones that I've got then, and we'll get the hilarities out of the way first. So, what have we got? We have got this lovely blanket from Deborah.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
One advantage to moving, although the laptop doesn't work any better, there's less glare on the screen now. You can see that.
That's gorgeous. Love the colours.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That is. She's called it a cozy stripe blanket.
Ah, an Attic 24.
Is it?
And then Brigitte has finished her cardigan.
Oh, how cute is that? Beautiful work.
Wow. That's beautiful.
And then let's see who else we've got. Sorry, folks. Right.
No.
Oh, Trisha. That's already peaked.
Wow.
That is amazing.
That's fabulous.
Wow. How Sorry, what yarns has she used for that? Is that 2-colour? That must be.
I don't know. Trisha, can you let us know? And also, when you do get to the steeking, I'd love to see some pictures of you doing it.
Or you could do it live. You could do it live on here. Wow. I think that's the one thing that I still haven't steeped.
Terrified me.
Yeah, so I think it's one of those things that, yeah, I've got to try and do that this year.
Right, I've got to pop upstairs and go grab the charger for this laptop before it runs out.
Okay.
I'll be back in a bit.
See you soon.
Dawn sent a picture of her first finished hat for the homeless.
Whoops, sorry, I'm just... Oh, that's lovely. Oh, that's all done. She only started that the other day. That's wonderful.
Oh, and she just sent this as well, look.
Sorry.
Right. Have you seen Safia's pictures?
I'm trying to log on because I've never logged on to Facebook on this laptop.
Okay, so we'll go back to the old-fashioned way then. So there is Safia's bunting.
Oh, wow. That's gorgeous. Wow. I love the colours. Because we always do colour, don't we? But I love the fact that that's monochrome. Wow. So two-factor authentication is great.
Oh no!
What?
Oh, I didn't realise you were going to do that. Oh dear.
Gonna do
right. Two-factor authentication. I didn't think about it. Right. So, Margaret said, Robert, have you seen Simon's cat animations on Facebook? Very funny, very realistic. Yes, I have. Thank you very much. Love them to bits. My favourite is the one of the cat wanting to be fed in the morning while there's humans sleeping, because that's very what my cats do. Safia says, cute Cardi. That's Brigitte. A couple of nice comments about pictures that we've seen. Deborah says, can't take credit for the colours. It's Lucy Attic cozy stripe pattern. Yes, so that's the one, that's her blanket that she showed. And Claire did say it was an Attic 24 pattern. Ruth says, Bath has free entry to most of their museums and galleries for local residents. Tricia says, it's a Jameson's of Shetland pattern. Couldn't do the steak because I wasn't happy with the yolks. Undid yesterday. And we'll start again with raglan decreases. Oh, so she's not going to do steeking on it now. Okay. Safia says, I hate steeking. Never tried it myself. Tricia says it's a work in progress. Georgie says, I can't see you, Robert, but I can see Claire and Angela, but I'm only on my iPhone. Yeah, so depending on how many people we have and what device you're using depends on what you can see. So as an example, at the moment, all I can see is myself. I can't see Angela because the chat box is covering Angela. When Claire joins, she then drops down into the bottom, and I still can't see Angela, but I can see half of Claire. So it really depends on what device you're using and the layout and stuff. And my cat is now really annoying me, whining outside the door.
Which one? Bex?
Bex.
Really?
He never does that.
Oh, bless. Right, I've tried to log on to Facebook. I can't.
Okay, don't worry. I think I just showed what had come through.
Yeah, that's perfect. So just let us know if there's anything else we need to do. Right, okay.
I'll be back in a second.
That's all right. And then it was just me. Yeah, so let me go through and see. So we've had some... Oh, hello, Claire.
Hello.
Back again.
I'm back and plugged in.
Oh, Bex wants to join us. Yes. It was strange. Yesterday we have an afternoon, well, a cake club every few weeks on a Sunday. So it was the first one that we did online, which was very strange. But we had a really, really nice afternoon yesterday, and we had cats walking along in front of the laptops. So other people had cats in their homes. So we had 2 black cats on our cake club yesterday afternoon, which was really nice as well. My little feral, haven't seen it for a good couple of weeks, but I'm sure it'll be back at some point. Oh, so we're not going to be sneaking. I do love that pattern, so I think that's one that we I may need to take a look at, because that will be really, really nice. So bunting, lots and lots of bunting. Do you know what? I bet we've all got bunting in our garages, in our lofts that we've created over the years, and we could probably gift quite a lot of stuff that we already have there when they
Eventually.
Yeah, eventually.
Hmm.
I quite like mine. We must have bought it from somewhere, and I still say I don't know where we bought it from, but it does have the "I want you," you know, from the, was that the First World War? It was from the First World War. It was an advert, wasn't it? Yeah, 1914 to 1918 is the one that we've got hanging up there. I have other ones as well that have been made. George is saying, oh, how funny, cats do like to be part of what you're doing, especially if you're trying to concentrate on something. Yes. They can be an absolute pain, but they're funny with it. Really, really funny with it. So I don't know if I'm going to get this sleeve finished today on this session. I hope I do, but I might not. So, oh, did everybody get their email from what's gone live today? The Cal? The crochet along? The crochet along's gone live today, so you can actually buy packs.
Oh, from Janie Crow.
Yeah, from Janie Crow. So it's actually, I might just get that website up and show people, because it is quite pretty, isn't it? I don't know if they're. Yeah, so my I got a quick email earlier. A quick look. Is Janie Crow just knots? I think she is, isn't it?
Yeah, that's her brand, yeah.
Garden Cal. Yeah, not that you can really see it very well, but that is one of the colours. I think that's my favourite colour, with the greys. I think it is very much one that you will keep forever. And then the other shade is that one there. So for anybody who's looking for the fruit, so that's gorgeous. But I do love the grey one, and when you actually see it in the flesh, it's beautiful. So if you're thinking of doing, you know, a crochet along, these are beautiful, and I think I have to say that these are my favourite, other than Lily Pond, that she's ever done, because some of them weren't just my weren't my taste, but they are beautiful. And the interesting things is the patterns are written in UK and US terms and also Dutch language. So she must have quite a big following now over in the Netherlands. So that's really good. There's all step-by-step images throughout, and they're going live today. So the colour recipe one, I love the fact that she calls them recipes rather than patterns.
Right.
Parchment and caramel, and that's £50.95. And the colour recipe 2 in night and dusk is £69.50. So two different ones. And finished is 44 inches, so that's 112 centimetres. So that'll be lovely. Totally limited. Don't know how long they will last. That's the other thing as well. I checked because she's still doing international postage. Still posting to Australia, not to New Zealand, is sending to the Netherlands, not to the Philippines. So I know those are some of the people who watch the replays and have been looking as well. So yeah, Philippines and New Zealand can't post to those, but the other two countries they can post to. So that's her website is Just Knots. That's KNOTS, and on there you can see. Actually, do you know what? While I'm online now, I'm going to see if there's any left in the fruit. So it's the Fruit Garden crochet along, but I'm going to see if there's any left in the darker colour, because it was out of stock when I looked a couple of weeks ago, and they didn't have any of that in the local shop. They had the lighter colour. So
now, she said on her newsletter on Friday, she said it would be showing out of stock, although it was on there, because she wasn't releasing them for sale till Monday.
Oh, I've looked a few weeks before. Oh, I've just seen something else that's really nice. I shouldn't have looked at this. I shouldn't have looked at this at all.
While you're sleeping, we'll have a quick hello to Janet, who's just here for a brief moment. And Janet's saying she needs help starting a jacket which will be steeked. So any advice will be welcome. Trisha B ? So looks like Janet is taking the step of steeking. So if anybody wants to give any advice, that would be delightful.
Yes.
Janet, I think you're desperately brave. But then again, my knitting's not up to much, so.
I would say I'm a bit like how Regita is with Amogurami on this. I would never even attempt it. I'd be too frightened to put in all the work to just get to the point where you have to cut it. And if you cut it and it went wrong, I couldn't do it.
Did we not have was there not a workshop, either one of the regional days or one of at Sheringham, where you did a little piece and then steeked that? I'm sure that there was a steeking workshop somewhere. So whoever ran that workshop,
it wasn't Sheringham.
Was it not? It must be regional day. I'm sure somebody did. Yeah, she's very brave, but we'll try and find that person. I've just seen this. That's the little cushion with pom-poms on the outside.
Your picture has dropped out, Angela.
Is it? Oh, well, never mind. What I'm going to do is try and refresh. And I'll Am I back?
Yes.
Fabulous. I'll just show you that.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, with all pom-poms around the outside. So I shouldn't look at websites. It's really, really bad if I look at websites. It's an Anchor Mandala cushion yarn pack. And it's £10.95. That is so £10.95. That's really good value, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Or is that just for the pattern? It can't just be for the pattern.
It probably is.
It probably is. Some quick look. If I add it all to the basket, then it will tell me. No, that's right. £10.95.
Jolly good.
So I think that's really good value for what is a beautiful cushion.
How big is it?
Let's have a look.
Right. See you, Janet. See you another time.
Bye. Bye. I don't know. It's not actually saying, let me go back in and try and see.
In the meantime, Angela, I've got something to show you a sec.
Oh, yes.
Right. On the subject of cows, do you remember? Oh, if Linda's about to go, see you soon, Linda.
Bye.
On the subject of cows, you remember I was sorting our loft out yesterday?
Yeah. Lily Pad Crochet Project. And
There it was.
And it's back in the room.
It certainly is back in the room. Oh, there goes my hook. Right. No, I said I had it somewhere. I wasn't entirely sure. And it was one of the boxes that came out. Excuse me.
Wow.
So there we go. I will have a look at it either this afternoon or tomorrow.
Yeah.
See where I'm at. And whether I'm going to frog the one bit that I did and start again.
Do you know what, Claire? When mine comes back out, I'm frogging the whole lot and
Yeah.
starting again. I've learnt so much since I started it. What I've done probably isn't anywhere near as good as it should be.
Well, that's the way I'm thinking, actually. I crochet much. Well, I'm still quite a tight crocheter, but I'm a lot looser than I was back along. So chances are, if I did another piece now, it'd be completely the wrong size. So yeah, I think that's probably going to be the way. Either that, or I'll just keep it for posterity. But we'll see. I'll dig it out and have a look. But I was quite brave at the time.
I think we all were.
I think so.
Oh. Should that be my next project?
Another one.
Yeah. I'm still trying to find out how big this is. Sorry, me, Auntie. No. So the yardage on the balls of yarn are 125 meters. It doesn't actually say how big that cushion is. Just a little bit.
It's a bit odd.
I think it's one.
Yeah. Okay, it'll be a normal size one, won't it? So I would imagine about that big. So it looks lovely. Sorry, excuse me. I'm just going to laugh and fall off my chair now. And this is why. George has just posted, love the lily pond. If you finish them, post photos, please. I think that we're going to. I love the word if you finish. So maybe we might finish at some point. One of us will finish. I'm sure we will. I'm sure somebody's just going to turn up to something like a regional day, or just to the one of the knit and natter.
Georgie, what you probably don't know is it'll be our second attempt at it.
All of us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's quite funny, but it's the lovely thing about all of these projects that we have is you could pick them up in 50 years' time, couldn't you? And everything is still there, perfect. It's probably still even got the crochet hook that we were working on stuck in with the pack, etc. But yeah, some things go off. But I mean, if you paint, then you have to go out after a few years and buy new paint, etc. Because sometimes it isn't as good as it should be. But hey, with wool, it never goes off. So, oh, what's this? Now, somebody has just said, it's Trish has just said, have you just been talking about this Dan Jones from Bakery Bears?
No, but it's an interesting point.
Yeah, Tricia says Dan Jones from the Bakery Bears is doing the clay quilt cardigan using Drops Charisma, a good value yarn and a great pattern for starting stranded knitting. Oh,
I think it goes back to an earlier conversation about cardigans and steeking and things. Somebody was asking for ideas or patterns.
Yeah.
So that might be one.
Fabulous.
If you scroll right back to before, there's a whole long list of people to try patterns for steeking.
Oh, right. Sorry. That's fine. It was just that it was there. So I just try and read everything out so nothing's missed for anyone watching the replay. And that was obvious when I was trying to do my two-factor authentication.
Yeah. So, sorry, Angela, I haven't said, but because I'm on the iPad, I can't read any of the chat comments out because I can't either. Because when I put the chat on, I lose the screen and I can't see you or Claire. So I'm not reading chat. So we probably need to go back to when Janet was in the room and go from there.
Right. In that case, I can oblige.
Thank you, Claire.
No worries. Okay, so Janet's original post was, I need help starting a jacket, which will be steeped. Any advice will be welcome. It's a first attempt. I said to Janet, oh, you're awfully brave. And Janet says, I know I am. Georgie replied with, I think she is brave too. I would be scared. Janet says, yes, it's tens of yarn, as in not quite hundreds, and weeks of time. I've done little pieces, but not the whole garment. Oh, let me scroll. Tricia, who seems to be the panel expert, any Kate Davies or Marie Wallin pattern should be good. And Margaret says, did a steeking session with Elspeth May at convention. Very good, gave confidence. Janet suggested that this year's convention is moved to September. News coming out in detail later this week. Well, I'll be interested to know what the dates are.
That's good.
Yeah. And then Trisha added, Dan Jones from the Bakery Bears is doing the clay quoit cardigan using Drops Charisma, a good value yarn and a great pattern for starting stranded knitting. Okay. And then Georgie joined in our Lily Pond conversation and suggested second attempt may be easier. There should be a prize for the first one to finish.
Shall we do gin?
I think we might.
Yeah, sure. The first one to finish it gets gin.
Oh, well, actually, then, if you're going to say the first person to finish it, let me just go and get the one that I finished.
Ooh.
Oh, I'm kidding.
You heard me there. I thought he didn't have a migraine yesterday. He was finished it.
Cheating.
Oh,
so Georgie also adds the Anne Kingston's website might have some advice on steeking.
Oh, that's a good tip.
Yeah.
There we have it.
And Anne Kingston does, I know not at the moment, but she does a lot of holiday crochet knit weekends and a few days away, yeah, which I didn't realise. And a lot of them are around, well, they tend to be in Yorkshire, although I may have seen one abroad. Yeah, and they look very nice. So for people who are looking for something for next year, yeah, do check out her website for some of her learn more, because she's got some beautiful designs, hasn't she? She did the Harry Potter socks in, it was her who did the Harry Potter, amazing designs, and she does a lot of top down with quite a lot of colour work on them, but she's got some beautiful designs, really beautiful. Anne's book, Stranded Knitting, has very clear instructions. Oh, Tricia, is that instructions on steeking? Or is that on the colour work? Because that would be really good to know. And I'm just...
Frog it.
No, it's fine. I was just thinking, I am decreasing at every end of every alternate row, and I'm just double checking that that was still the case. Yes, I am. So yeah, so Gogglefrogs, for people who weren't here at the beginning, our domain of Gogglefrogs with an S on the end is now purchased. Don't know quite now how we're going to use that, but it is now ours, and we've managed to get our domain names. Just a few hiccups on the domain company that I was using. I think they had internet issues on Thursday, Friday. So we've now got those as well. So Andrew and Robert Web TV will be going live. So my lady is now starting to build everything and create it. So there's a lot going on the background. We just need to sort our email address out today, straight tomorrow, and then the newsletter will be going out. And I thought for the newsletter, what we're going to do is going to move everybody over from this platform, put you into our newsletter, and if you don't want the newsletter, all you have to do is not a thing. So if you would like it, all you do is click on the button saying yes, you confirm you want to hear from us, and then we'll be able to put like Bletchley Park link in there, and just capturing what we've discussed in the session. So I think that'll be quite nice. And especially if people think, I want to know about steeking, they probably won't remember which of these to go back to, but they can look through the emails, just say steeking suggestions.
Fabulous. Right. Margaret's off. Lace weight, short row waves, take it out in the yard. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I don't envy you that one.
Wow.
Okay, have a great day.
Bye, Margaret.
Bye. Bye.
Rita says, I shall ever be that desperate for a project that requires steeking. I'm kind of hear you on that one, but occasionally a project happen that you're desperate for. But there you go. Yes, I agree with you on that one.
Okay, so suggestions for Sheringham then. In fact, the only two workshops for Sheringham, amigurumi or steeking. Brigitte, which one do you pick?
I'll put that big. I'll go to my room for a lie down. Oh dear, so much easier to do stranded colour work in the round and steek as needed. Yeah, I agree, Tricia. And Brigitte has said neither. What do you think? She would do neither. Yeah, she'd do some socks. She'd probably do a whole pair of socks while she was just sitting out of the workshop. Knowing Brigitte and how quick she is with her continental knitting. But those would be really, really good projects to have in Sheringham next year, won't they? And
It's supposed to be fun, Angela.
I'd love to do a bit of steaking. I really would. And have somebody there to blame if it all went wrong. You taught me this way. No, I wouldn't do that. But
Well, I suppose it would be useful to have the expert on hand.
Trisha has just said, do you want a steaking session then? Yes, please, Trisha. If you or anybody else would like to offer, we'd love that. And I'll put my name down. I'll put my name down now. Now. I would love to. Yeah, I'm sure that there is some homework, will be some homework that I've got to do some really complex stranded colour work and then get in there and steak. So please, Trisha, if that's an offer, we would love that. And I think for some of our regional days, or even if you know, if there's something that we can do to try and do it on here. Trisha's just suggested perhaps we can do a tea cozy. Yeah, that would be fantastic. What I'm presuming is for a tea cozy, it's these little bits that we would steak and cut, where you normally where you put the spout and the handle through. I'd be up for that. Fabulous.
Yeah,
that'd be incredible. If you can, Trisha, we would love that. Yes, please. Oh, and the one thing for Sheringham this year, and if you don't know, we have a retreat every year. Some of us go to Sheringham, and Robert organises it all. And Robert never stops doing the quizzes, doing the yarn swaps, looking after everybody. And he always does a blinking workshop as well, putting more pressure on himself. So this year, Robert, you are not doing a workshop. You will participate in one, but you're not running one. So you can have a little bit of chill out time. Oh dear. So that's good. So Robert, if you want, you can do some steaking. So Patricia said, yes, indeed, could do that session. Brilliant. Folks would need to do a bit of homework though. I'm absolutely up for that. So I will create a tea cozy, or I'm presuming a hat style thing before we get there, and then get ready to steak. And maybe then we can video everybody's steak and see what works and what doesn't. Quite scary though, isn't it? So we'll do that.
I suppose it's no different to cutting fabric, but you're less scared of cutting fabric because you haven't made the fabric.
Yeah.
Yeah, you haven't put the hours in yet.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas if you was to say to me, you've got to cut a hole into this, I'd go, you're having a laugh. There's no way I'm doing that.
Yeah, and cutting fabric, it tends not to disappear into shreds quite so quickly.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's so counterintuitive though. I think that's what puts the frighteners up people.
Yeah, so I might even have a little practice at some point, but it would be a little practice on something like a bookmark or size thing. Marion says it all depends how you cut it. Oh, great.
But that's why we have an expert.
Yeah. So we'll do that. And for somebody who doesn't not tend to read instructions, that's why I love workshops, that I can just follow what somebody tells me to do. But if you give me an instruction booklet and I have to read from beginning to end, I'll just never do it. You're going to tell a funny story now.
I think that was a subtle hint of maybe we should have the workshops in the morning after breakfast next year before anybody started drinking.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that would be good. Marion says she's done the steaking once and that was enough. That's a bit strange, isn't it? Because people sort of, I suppose, whenever anybody gets one of those laminators, Robert, I found your laminator in my garage. I need to give you your laminator back. But when people get a laminator, they laminate everything, don't they? And I've just got this vision, apparently so, and I've got this vision that once you've steeked one thing, you want to steek everything just because you can. But I'm sure there's something in how you actually knit it beforehand. So we'll see.
Yeah.
George is laughing. And then haven't steeped. Deborah says I haven't steeped, although I've done lots of Fair Isle, but I believe it's fine as long as you're using wool like Shetland wool that stick it. That's interesting. Thank you, Deborah. And Brigitte says, who starts drinking after breakfast? No, but we go for lunch. And the really nice place where I go for lunch has really nice rosé as well. So.
It does.
And also, drinking at breakfast makes your cornflakes soggy.
Oh, I never thought of that.
If you're pouring the vodka on the cornflakes.
Oh dear. Oh.
Okay, so the second message in 24 hours telling me how much of a bad influence I am, because a second person has now ordered Sirdar colour wheel because of what I'm doing.
Oh, nice.
Who's ordered?
Katie on Saturday ordered it, and I've just been told by Deborah that she's just ordered it. So I'm glad I could be such a good influence.
It's those colours are very popping. Because a lot of...
I must admit, it is my favourite, and the fact that I am now on my last ball, I am tempted to see if I can find some more, but I have so much in the wardrobe and so many cakes. I can't do it. I really can't do it.
No. I know.
And I know there's going to be lots of people going, yes, you can, yes, you can, yes, you can. No, I really can't.
Yeah. I know Tracy I know she's not on today, but Tracy sent me pictures. I won't show them because she's not on to ask her, but she sent me pictures of her stash. So she's organised her stash, and it looks very neat and tidy. So lots of packs of like 6 or 10 balls, all nicely on top of each other, whereas mine are a little bit more. There's 3 balls of this, there's 7 balls of that. And it's just, it's all in little bags, so it looks, it's nice and protected, but there is an awful lot of colour when I look at it. There's actually too much rammed in.
So this is one box of 6 in the wardrobe that hides the stash.
Okay.
And in that one box was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cakes. And I know I've got more.
You've got enough.
I've definitely got enough.
You've got enough. One thing I find is because I've actually finished quite a few projects so far this year. They're all sort of, because I want to wear them ever so often, they're all in a lovely pile. And I need to find somewhere to actually store my completed projects, because there's quite a lot of them now. So it's moving from stash into what I wear. So I'll need to find somewhere. Robert, Helen's saying, don't feel guilty about your stash, Robert. We are all as bad, which we are.
Oh, I don't feel guilty about it. I just don't want to add to it with more Sirdar colour wheel, even though it is my absolute favourite.
Oh, and Brigitte says that her stash is all over the house. That way she doesn't see it all together and pretend it's not so big.
Well, because we rent a garage on the other side of town, because we have tiny house, my stash, and you've got to remember it's with several crafts, so I've got fabric and yarn, is across 2 postcodes.
I love that. Absolutely love it. So your garage isn't by your house then?
No, the house doesn't have a garage. We rent one in a block from a friend of my husband's.
Oh wow!
So we use that as storage.
That's very ingenious.
Well, it's cheaper than self-storage.
Yeah,
but there's not many garages in town, so you have to actually know somebody who has one for rent.
Yeah.
Kind of a, you know, being at the right place at the right time type of thing.
That's good though.
So that's the pattern that's on the colour wheel.
That's
The
beautiful.
scarf. It
Right.
was very nice.
Georgie,
Just trying to see if I've got a picture of the other thing that I made with it.
oh,
So Georgia was asking what Claire was using, and that's the Caron cotton cakes.
yeah, the
Inspirations.
well, the colourway is called Beach Glass. You can still get it on eBay and the like, but Wool Warehouse have sold out of this particular colourway, although they've got a few others. Okay, but if you do a bit of digging about it, still exists, because it does do that. Okay, so it's 2 shades of blue, 2 shades of light brown fawn, and sort of a creamy off-white, and it cycles through the whole lot. You're welcome.
It is.
And then that's
Wow.
the other colour wheel. That's the first one that I had.
Wow.
That's beautiful, Robert.
And it steps out and then steps back in.
Yeah.
I love the fact that the colours are bright, but they're not luminous. Because
Yeah.
I think sometimes they're just a bit too gaudy or 1980s style look, whereas those are very bright. But yeah, they're almost like sherbet, aren't they? Kaylee or sherbet colours. So like not overly bright, but beautiful. Helen's saying, "Oh dear, I may have to buy some." I think that's the Caron. Yeah. So I've got 5 balls, haven't I, of one colour. So that will do for a smaller project of something. Yeah, not quite sure what I'll do, but I do like the blanket that you're doing, Claire. How many cakes have you used now?
I'm nearly I'm about a third of the way through number 5.
Right.
And I have 6. But I'm going to finish number 5, see how big it is, because and see whether I'm going to put number 6 on. I might well, because I've bought it now. And then I'll probably do, because I bought 5 cakes in a different colourway for me, because I really love the way this is turning out. But what I'm probably going to do with that, I've decided, is a really big virus shawl, a big wrappy one, in the other colourway. But I'm still thinking about that.
Yeah. Because that is a shawl, isn't it, that you've adapted the pattern?
Yeah, well, this is a blanket, so it's basically from the middle, you start it differently. So instead of it being like a triangle and you go backwards and forwards, you start it as a circle which squares out and then you go round. But the stitch repetition is exactly the same as it would be for the shawl. There is a fibre spider video which shows you how to start it to turn it into a blanket and not the shawl, not the triangle. And one is you are supposed to turn it each time and go back round the other way, but to be perfectly honest, it works just as well if you just keep going around in circles like you would with a granny square blanket. So, but it grows quite quickly. It is a very, very striking pattern, which looks much more complicated than it actually is. And I'm quite loving it.
Very effective.
Yeah.
I think the colour blends just lovely on it. But I love Caron wool. I love all of their wool. I think it's such great stitch definition. It doesn't matter which of the Caron you use, nothing is lost, and I think that's why that pattern just looks so stunning.
Yeah, well, this is a cotton acrylic mix, so it's 60% cotton, 40% acrylic, and it crochets an absolute treat. I like using cotton mix yarns anyway, but this is just so easy to use.
Yeah. So now I do have 3 of the cakes in a big box at the moment, so maybe who knows what I'll do next. I may even finish a project that's, because I have lots of finished projects, but it's that thing about sewing them all together.
Yes.
So I've got several that I could do next.
Well, I've got quite a few quilting projects that I need to finish as well. So, yeah, we'll see which one of those comes up next.
Helen's saying that, oh dear, she may have to buy some of that. Yeah, get onto eBay and have a look around. It's still around, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that was referring to the colour wheel.
Yeah. Oh, was it? Oh, I thought it was yours.
That was back along.
Ah, right, okay.
But still, even I'm looking at that colour wheel going, I might have to buy some. But anyway.
So Wise Badger for the colour wheel. That's who's got it at the moment.
Oh, right.
And in the rain.
Wise Badger.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Not one I've heard of.
But
no, I've never heard of that one. But that's good to see.
So, Angela, where are you on your sleeve?
I need to get down to 33 stitches, so we're shaping it. So it is shaping. I think this has got about that much more, so it won't take very long now.
Oh, very good. So remind me, is that Noro as well, or was that something else?
No, this is the I haven't got any
third one.
Yeah, Jill spun. So that's the cardigan, and that's the back. Although, can I just say one little? Oh, actually, I don't think I'm going to be able to finish it. That's all I've got.
Oh no!
So it did say three balls, and yeah. Hey ho! I'd best order another ball then, haven't I?
I thought you.
You are.
I thought you had 3 balls.
Yeah, I have. I've used them all. That's all that's left.
I thought you had another little bit somewhere.
Now I used one for the back, one for the front, one for the other front, and then I did one sleeve, of which I had to use a remaining. Well, anyway, they've all been used. So unless I can find an extra half ball somewhere that I've forgotten about.
I'm sure you had it.
Yeah, and I think because I had 3 half balls, and I used 1 and a bit on the first sleeve, and now I'm on the second sleeve. I've used the remaining 1 and a bit. So hey ho.
You said to me when it came to sleeves, you wanted the cuffs to be the same colour, so you stopped using it and started another one. Where's the bit that's left from that one?
I finished because it did part of the sleeve, and then I had to go on to the second one, and then I started that one, and then changed to what was left after that. So I don't think it's going to last. So that's one of my little sourcing projects. So near and yet so far.
You can't just buy a whole ball to sew something up.
No, it will be to finish the sleeve, because I won't have enough there to finish the sleeve. Because I'll happily use a totally different colour to sew it up, unless I can find something in my stash, but I'm not using Nora. So I'll have a look and see if I've got anything that I can use. But yeah, that's a little bit disappointing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'd rather they said 4, but it must be. It's really strange that 3 of the styles all had 3 balls written on them, and it was only the size up from this that said 4. So that's a real shame. Yeah, it says 4. Sorry, it says 3 balls.
Oh.
Doesn't matter. I'm sure I'll find some on Amazon. Mind you, I'll probably get it quicker from a wool shop than I will from Amazon, won't I?
Yeah.
But these things are sent to trials.
Yes. Excellent point made by Deborah. Okay. Deborah says, I just ordered the rainbow colour wheel from Wise Badger. Everyone else seems to be sold out, maybe because kids are drawing rainbows as a symbol of hope. Now, for anyone who hasn't seen this, there's been a bit of a thing in the social media about if kids are at home, they can either draw or colour in. There are sheets all over the net that you can download, rainbows, and stick them in your window. Because apart from anything, they're a symbol of hope. But frankly, when we're all out on our walk, yes, even I have one occasionally, they make you smile. It's a really, really nice thing. So I do see them, and yes, they did make me smile before I even knew what they were there for. I just thought it was people putting their colouring in the window. But I have seen a really nice crochet pattern on one of the blogs for a crocheted rainbow that somebody's put in their window. And I will have to find it for next time, because frankly, I want to do one. Okay. But I just had a quick flick a minute ago and I couldn't find it straight away. So I must have it bookmarked on my other computer. But yeah, I'll dig it out and show you.
I think it's been posted in the Guild Facebook page at some point as well.
I know I've seen it about, and it's been a lovely little thing. So it's actually crocheted as a circle that you fold in half.
Oh.
So I will try and find that. I know I've posted it in a couple of places, but I couldn't find it straight away earlier. So I'll dig it out next time, I think.
Yeah.
And if I get opportunity later on to dig in my cupboard, I'll see if I can find a rainbow of yarn to do it in.
Yeah, we can just put all of that on our Facebook page as well, so it's all there, ready for people.
Okay, so a few of the excellent comments from people. Okay, so Marion was asking Angela, did you knit it longer?
No, I actually adhered to the exact patterns that they suggested, and I haven't burnt any because it's gone into a knot. So what I am going to do is see, so for instance, I've got all of these, which is a long piece to sew up the sides, which I normally leave. So I'll see if I can cut all of those off, if I can make up enough to just finish the sleeve. So we'll see. Maybe I'll just knit a bit looser. What
do you know where else you should look? The boot of your car to see if it's fallen out.
Sorry?
Look in the boot of your car to see if any's fallen out.
Oh no, I know I've used it all. It's yeah, because I thought I just don't think well, my tension should be the same as theirs anyway, because I know that it's working out the same. But these things probably happen every so often. Normally we buy a lot more yarn, don't we?
Brigitte also says, so disheartening, Angela. Knit a bit faster to get to the end of your knitting before the yarn runs out. Brigitte also had a picture of a rainbow from her adopted grandson in Germany about a week before she saw one over here. Well, Germany are ahead of the game then. Safia says woolen stuff in Wakefield has some jewel spun and are still doing delivery.
Thank you, Safia.
Deborah was joining in with the rainbow conversation. So yes, she saw that too. There are a few different ones. So there are different rainbow crochet patterns and things out there. And Safi says there's lots of rainbows up there in Wakefield.
Oh,
so I think it's fabulous.
Yeah, yeah.
So I shall do one forthwith.
Yeah. Yeah, Marion has put on the local COVID-19 group with like knitted crocheted items to go in the food boxes. I absolutely think that is a lovely idea, but when we look at how long it takes to make one little project, I think it would be easier to stick in a ball of wool and 2 knitting needles and a little pattern for someone, because for us to try and knit them, there'd only be an odd few people getting a nice little gift. So yeah, so I know they're desperate, but I don't know how easy it will be to do that. Right. Will I get to the end of this before I run out of yarn? I don't know. But that is a little bit of a note to self when I'm going to look at the patterns in future, and if there are 3 or 4 sizes all saying 3 balls or 4 balls, I'm going to actually buy an extra ball in future. Just in case, because I normally do. So, but hey ho. You never know, I may have that much left when I actually complete this. When I cut all of the ends off.
Marion says she's going to make some covers for cream eggs and provide the eggs. Well, that's a lovely idea, Marion. Well done.
That is lovely. And you're a very fast knitter, Marion, as well. So, yeah, I think that would be a lovely idea for people.
And Georgie suggests you're playing Yarn Chicken.
Am I?
Yeah, keep it going just if you run out.
I know. Oh, hopefully it will be. Okay. We'll see.
I think everyone's played Yarn Chicken at one point on their project.
Yeah. Let's see how many.
Yeah.
2, 6.
One of my Facebook groups calls it yarn roulette as well.
Oh. Yeah, I think I'm going to be very, very lucky to do this, but who knows? Who knows? Or who knows? I may just put some random colour on the top of a sleeve. No, I wouldn't do that. But I might find something that matches. Although I don't think so. I don't think I've got anything similar to this. All I can say is at least it's not narrow, so I don't have to buy another £36 ball of wool. If I do have to buy a ball, it's only a tenner. So
you could reach out to some of the groups and see whether anybody's got any left in their stash, or try Ravelry for half a ball.
Yeah, I could, but I'm probably going to get it quicker by just ordering it. So I'll say I'm going to go right up to the wire, and I'm going to cut all the long strands off and see if I can make enough. I really don't think that's going to be the case, but who knows? And yeah, this is the first time ever I am playing yarn chicken. I didn't even know there was a term for it, but I am now in that zone.
Fabulous.
Yeah, yeah. Oh. I'm just trying to think, because the only thing I did different, yeah, because it could have been with the rib at the bottom, because it was supposed to be knit 1, purl 1, seed stitch, and I did knit 2, purl 2, seed stitch, so it became a luff out rather than a normal seed stitch. But I can't see that that will have caused that much, but who knows.
On the subject of yarn crochet, Birgitta says, I have a 42-centimetre piece of yarn tied to my lamp that was all I had left after casting on a Mobius cowl for my mum. Well, well done, and very precise.
42 centimetres, wow.
Is it there for posterity, fond memories, or saving it for later?
I don't know. And Helen's saying, I hope she hopes she's got enough for her Adrifill or Adrifill for her cardi. And Georgie has played yarn chicken lots of times, and she's never won.
Oh.
There is I remember reading that they used to there is a way that you can use a totally different yarn to complete an item. I think it's if you have to, you know, if you run out of yarn and you're casting off, and you can use something else, and you would never ever notice that you'd use something else for the end of the project.
Oh, really?
So I'll have to have a look for that. Do you know what? I don't even know if that was Erica Knight who may have gone through that when she went to the spotted sheet and was. She had a very unusual way for casting on, and it may have been a conversation that we had around that.
Right, fair enough.
Yeah.
The interesting one. I mean, oh.
No, go on.
Well, I was about to say, some time back along, when we didn't quite have the access to all the pretty and interesting yarns that we now have, people did used to have to make do. So I'm sure there's plenty of techniques out there.
Yeah. I'm sure there is. I'm sure I'll be able to find something in a similar-ish colour to finish it off.
I hope so.
I will find a way. And it will be always known as the cardigan where I lost to the chicken the yarn chicken game. Right. So let's see. I actually feel so much better now because I actually bought this for my niece's cardigan for Christmas.
Oh, hello. So it is, yeah.
Yeah. And when I looked at the pattern size says use one of these.
Right.
But I bought two just in case. And I'm so glad I did buy two now.
Yeah.
Just in case this happens again. Because I know that later in the year, when I actually do that cardigan, that colour will probably be discontinued by then. And they'll have some other amazing stuff.
That would be your luck.
Huh?
That would be your luck.
Yeah. And if not, I'll probably get two cardigans out of it.
Oh, jolly good.
Yeah. Oh, Rebecca said about the 42 centimetre piece of yarn that she had tied to the lamp. It was for it was yarn that she purchased at Spygart on a CSG tour, and no chance of getting another ball. Yeah. And Georgia thinks I'm going to win. She can feel it. I'm going to win. So let's see. I will post into the Facebook group and let you know if I do or not. Right, keep counting. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 22, 24, 26, 30.
Well, on a matter completely unrelated to yarn,
Yeah.
this morning I went to Morrison's.
How was it?
Fabulous, actually. It was probably the nicest trip to Morrison's I've had in about 10 years. But yes, I went at 8 o'clock in the morning, preserving the fact that they had their NHS hour between 7 and 8.
Yeah.
And they hadn't got as far as queuing or one in, one out, so we could get in.
Wow.
Some of the shelves are still a little bit empty, but I'm not surprised. But they had pretty much everything on my list that I could find. So hopefully I don't have to do that again until the weekend. So I'm dead chuffed.
Oh, good. Yeah, I think if you get early or late, it's a nice experience, isn't it?
Yes, it is. So that's a little tip, and go early.
Yeah. I did on Friday and it was actually quite nice, quite a nice experience.
Marion asked if they had flour. I think they did, but I wasn't specifically looking for it because I got some last week. They had eggs, which I haven't seen a lot of. So if they have eggs, I'm sure they've stocked up on flour.
Yeah, and I saw eggs on Friday, and there was quite a lot in Marx's and Aldi. So I think egg supplies must be coming through normally now, and people aren't panicking either.
No worries. Helen, thank you, Helen. There was no flour. Okay, well, I wasn't that observant then. No worries. But as I said, I wasn't specifically looking. So.
Yeah.
But thank you, Helen.
Yeah, that was one of the things for our cake club yesterday, that one of the ladies said, I'm down to half a bag of flour now, so I had to be really frugal with what I was making. And likewise, I didn't have that much margarine left, so I thought, what will we eat? We eat carrot cake. We love carrot cake, so I'm not doing anything special, and made carrot cake. Yeah, but it is, we're really thinking twice about what we bake, what we throw away. And one day for my breakfast, I did have mushrooms with onions, garlic, and cream cheese.
Sounds
fried
marvelous.
on some white rice that I hadn't thrown away because I thought I can't throw rice away at the moment. So I had that for breakfast one day. It was delicious.
That's a veggie kedgeree by the sounds of things.
Oh yeah, sounds really nice. Oh, Jackie's just said she bought a box of 12 eggs from Waitrose yesterday, and she also found some self-raising flour in the back of the cupboard from October 2012. It will be fine. It may not be as perfect as if it's self-raising. What you may find is your raising agent is no longer active. If I was you, just put it through a sieve 2 or 3 times to get some air into it again. As long as it's still a whitish colour and not gone black, you'll be fine. But yeah, put some baking powder in if you're wanting self-raising flour. I hate to say it, but if the raising agent in it is still active, then it may sink. But I would stick a bit more raising agent in just in case, because I don't think it'll be active after this amount of time. And if it's plain flour, it'll be absolutely fine. So go for it and let us know how it went.
Well,
but yeah, in our was it the Cake Club? I think somebody posted that they'd found an out-of-date brownie mix somewhere in the back of their cupboard that was about 3 years out of date, and they were going to make that as well. So yeah.
Well, as long as they're sealed and they've stayed dry, there's no reason why not, really. Not to have a go.
No, I mean, you know, when you open it, if it's all clumpy, if you can see lots of little black specks in it, you never quite know what it is in there. But most of the time, it'll be fine. I used some that was, I found some that my parents was 2 or 3 years out of date.
Yeah.
It baked perfectly. And that was a self-raising. So, yeah.
I suppose it's just a case of using your common sense, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Jackie, yeah, that's perfect. Another little tip, if you want to add more volume to things, is if you're using a milk in there or a yogurt in there, if you put half a cap of apple cider vinegar and just leave it, what happens? It starts to curdle, and that's what creates lift in vegan baking. So yeah, if you have got anything like that, just put a little cap of apple cider vinegar in, let it all ferment, let it all go all blobby, and it will give you so much more rise in your cake. So lots of little tips there. That's the natural active ingredient that I'm sure they used before baking powder was created.
Lovely.
And Ruth has just said, so long as the little black specks aren't moving. Exactly. If anything's moving in there, then, you know, what is it? We all know that things will be peeled at high temperature, but that's the only time that we don't use things. So give it a go. It'll be fine. Jackie says, no, she doesn't have apple cider vinegar, but we'll have a go and get some. I know that they now sell it in Aldi. You used to have to get it in health food shops. Yeah, most supermarkets now have apple cider vinegar, and the one that you want, it's got to have sediment in the bottom. So when you look at it, if it's all clear, you can't use that. Look for the traces of apple sludge that's still in the bottom of the cider bottle, and that's the one that you want. Robert's just said Gary's just appeared, so we had to hide the box. Was that the cake box with all the cakes in it? Okay. Helen's off to do chores now. Bye all. Oh, look at the time.
Bye, Helen.
Yeah.
11:59.
It is upon us.
Oh wow. The end of our online knitting hour is upon us. But just want to say huge thank you, Claire. It's been lovely having you with us today, and I hope you'll join us again.
I'd be delighted. It's been fun.
Fabulous. Robert, as ever, thank you ever so much, and I'm glad that you got to knit a little bit more because you weren't doing the chat as much, but
No.
Claire has been excellent at doing that. So yeah, that's lovely. And yeah, Tricia said, where does the time go? I don't know. I really don't know, but it's been lovely seeing you all. Thank you ever so much for joining. You'll get your recording if you want to read anything, and we'll have the newsletter ready very soon once we've got the email address sorted out. So thank you, everybody, and take care, and see you hopefully tomorrow.
Bye, everybody. Have a good day.
Bye.